We got to talk about last night's 2-1 Yankee loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers because it should frustrate the hell out of every single Yankee fan. The Yankees were coming in feeling pretty good about themselves after concluding the first half with a 4-game winning streak, and then they stepped up in class and faced the two-time defending world champion Dodgers. And for 6 innings, Gerrit Cole went out there and shoved and shut down the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then what happened? He walked Mookie Betts to lead off the 7th inning, and Aaron Boone went out there and didn't take the ball from Gerrit Cole. Now, I love when my ace wants to keep the ball. I love the competitive spirit, especially in a guy like Gerrit Cole, but you have to look at the pitch count. And when we saw, or heard, I should say, after the game, that Boone went out there only to ask him if he could get Muncy, it then turns into, well, you should have just taken the ball from Gerrit Cole because there was another lefty up after Muncy. You should have just brought Hedrick in at that point because if you're only going to let Gerrit Cole get Muncy, knowing that it's back-to-back lefties, that's the spot for Hedrick. And you weren't going to push Gerrit Cole much further past that where his pitch count was because that was his season high in pitches last night. So as much as I love the competitive spirit, and it was a terrible slider that he should have never thrown because it was a terrible slider. He threw a pitch or two before that he got away with. Man, I don't want to second guess this here, but I said it at the time. Look at where his pitch count is. There's no outs in the inning. You're obviously not going to let him finish this. It's probably time to go take the ball from him. Didn't. Gives up the home run. But this is not the reason the Yankees lost the game last night. Okay? The reason they lost this game last night, and that's not it. Yeah, he had a 1-0 lead in the 7th inning, but he had a 1-0 lead in the 7th inning. The Yankees did absolutely nothing offensively again last night. And then the one chance that they had to score runs, well, there was two chances. Ben Rice hits into a double play. What are you going to do? You can't really knock on Ben Rice there. You love to see him come through in that spot. And then he redeems himself later in the game with that big double off of the lefty that I thought he had a chance to knock that one out. It fell short off the wall. And then, I don't know, what is Trent Grisham doing there? Okay? That's where the Yankees lost this game because Trent Grisham not busting it off first base. You got to read the ball better. Didn't. Maybe he's nursing something. We know he was out with the hamstring. Whatever it was, he doesn't bust it out. And then the third base coach sends him, and it took a great play from Mookie Betts there to get him out at home. But in that situation, that's not a smart send, in my opinion, okay? You got to know where Grisham is and that he's not running hard off of first base, and we're one out, and you're going to have the platoon advantage with Goldschmidt coming up. It's just probably not the spot to be aggressive. 2 outs, obviously you're aggressive there. But with 1 out, knowing you're going to have right on left advantage in your favor there, probably not the spot to go and do it. Yankees don't mount any sort of resistance in the 8th and 9th, and they lose again 2-1 here. Okay, now we learned earlier in the day that we did start to get some good injury news. Max Fried made his first rehab start last night, and he could be back here not too long. And I'm like, yeah, I love Max Fried. I can't wait to finally have this rotation of Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, and Gerrit Cole. But what does it matter? Max Fried will just be another pitcher for the New York Yankees that loses a 2-1 ball game. So Max Fried coming back does not solve any of the Yankees' problems. This team cannot score runs. And based on what we heard yesterday, it doesn't sound like Aaron Judge is coming through that door anytime soon. And best case scenario for me is we'll see Aaron Judge on September 1st. So we got to get through another 6 weeks without Aaron Judge. Best case scenario, in my opinion. The Yankees have to go out there and be aggressive and trying to pick up some bats to help out this offense. You know, Mason Miller's the pipe dream. But again, the bullpen's been pretty solid. You do want to add to it. They need to go and acquire some bats. That's how this Yankee team is going to stay afloat here. That's how this Yankee team is going to chase down the Rays. And that's how this Yankee team can keep winning baseball games as they navigate life without Aaron Judge. So, yeah, Max Fried coming back is great. But as we saw last night, that's not why the Yankees lost, because they didn't get good pitching. They got great pitching and lost because they can't score runs.